Hello everyone, welcome back to Flosstube episode number 18. My name is Rosanna and I'm known as Bright and Dusty here and also over on Instagram. I decided to jump on for a quick, just regular Flosstube update. This isn't a whip parade. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to throw that together, but I figured I may as well just do a regular update. Thank you oh, by the way, this is my channel all about cross stitching if you haven't seen me before. Thank you so much to anyone who tuned in to my 12x12 on New Year's. That was a lot of fun. I started 12 new projects in 12 hours, and by the end of the day, you could definitely tell I was feeling it, but I am really glad I did that because now I have all these amazing projects to work on. But anyway, it's been a while since I've done a regular Flosstube. I think it was mid-December, so a lot has happened since then, holidays. And as you can see behind me, my Christmas decorations are all taken down and I am really gearing up to do like a little winter stitching, but really also thinking about spring. Today here in upstate New York, it is a snow day. It is very snowy and cold outside, so I'm homebound, which is one of the reasons I decided to hop on and do an update. So I only had one finish. It's actually an FFO. It's a pillow. And here it is. This pattern is called Moonlight Sampler by the Blue Flower. My backing fabric, I had this in my stash already. Seemed to fit. I love how this turned out. I just pulled these Mill Hill buttons from my stash, but they seem to coordinate really well with these flowers. This is a 40 count straw by Weeks Dye Works linen, and that is the reason I decided to stop this project at this point. Yeah, originally I was planning to stitch the entire thing because I love the design. However, I didn't like the fabric. I'm usually not super picky about fabrics. I stitch on a lot of different things, including like napkins and tablecloths, table linen sometimes. So I don't know. I was just having a really hard time with this. The weave was a lot looser than I prefer. And it's a 40 count, so honestly it was kind of hard to see. Even more so than some of the other brands I've used, like Picture This Plus, which I haven't really had an issue with. So I just, it was the end of the year. I was thinking, do I want to continue with this very large project or I just want to stop? And I ultimately decided to stop. All I did was, I had already done most of this. I think in the past month I had added these white flowers. So this was already done, and all I did was I sort of finished off this as a vine and just, extended it over here and then kind of joined them up at the corner, and then I just called it a day. And I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks beautiful. One of my favorite pillows now that I've made, so I do not regret this at all. And I'm super excited to have this displayed. Yeah, so that was one thing I decided to sort of nix at the end of the year. The other thing that I UFO'd it, that stands for unfinished object, unfortunately was Halloween at Haw Run Holo. I had started this last February, and I don't know why, I just never really had the inclination to work on it. I love the design. I've seen it on so many channels and it looks awesome. But I don't know, I just never wanted to pull it out. I had hardly any done on it. It was maybe like 125 stitches or something like that. And I went ahead and I just frogged it out of the fabric so that I can use that fabric for something else. And I'm gonna dekit the floss and put it back in my stash. So it wasn't an easy decision because like this took me a while to actually kit it up, but whatever. If I want to stitch it in a few years, I can do that. But right now I just don't really have an interest in stitching it. And it's a huge project too. I mean, the Moonlight sampler was also pretty big, and I was like, you know, I have a lot of big projects and I kind of just don't want these hanging over my head if I don't want to work on them. So those were the two things that I just decided not to continue in 2025. So other than that, I have a few whips to show. Let me see. I have this stuff written down somewhere. Okay, so my big whip for the past month has been State Fair. This is from the August 2023 issue of World of Cross Stitching, and I don't think I need to show you the magazine because it's almost done. So I'm just going to show you what I have. This was my birthday start last January. So we're coming up on a year, and I feel very motivated to get this finished. And I've been working on it a lot. A lot of this stuff is new. Yeah, this has been a really good one to work on when I'm watching TV with Andrew because so much of it has been fill-in areas. So I've gotten a lot done doing that. I have a few more vegetables to fill in here. There's a banner I have to put in, and another banner, and then some back stitching. I don't know if I'll finish this by the end of January because, you know, it's not a negligible amount of back stitching, so that might take me a little bit. But certainly sometime in February, I expect this will be finished. So I'm using DMCs. I made like a few substitutions from what was in the magazine, but for the most part, it looks like the picture. And I love this. I can't wait to have it done. I think it's beautiful. It's so colorful and just vibrant, and, you know, definitely reminds me of all the good times I have had at the fair, especially with my mom and my family down in Pennsylvania over the years. So I love it. Oh yeah, I had to finish this Ferris wheel. It's like half of a Ferris wheel up here. I did that because I wanted to be able to fill in the grass. So I have half a Ferris wheel. This is a 32 count Blue Whisper linen by Zweigart, 2/2. August 2023 World of Cross Stitching. Okay, the other whips. So I actually did make some progress on my the Make It Murder Sal, hosted by Cross Stitch the Globe, Stephanie and Allison. This is where you take a cutesy pattern and you add some like murdery elements to it. I had talked about this once, and it was months ago when I started it, and then I didn't really have a chance to work on it until recently. But the pattern I picked is from this book, Quick to Stitch Cross Stitch Cards. The one I'm doing is this house, and it is a house that's actually Joan Elliott designed it. So what I'm doing is just basically changing the border of the house. I'm keeping the house pretty much the same. Here, you can actually see it on the back cover a little bit better, I think. So you can see there's this border around the outside. There's also these bunnies. And I explained this that one time I talked about it, but I am changing the bunnies to be a little murdery. I'm giving them knives and little blood speckles. So this is what my knife looks like, and you can see like the outline of the bunny there. And made a little bit of progress since last time on the house. So I'm building this house. It's coming together really well. As you can see, I have one of the bunnies done. I think that was done the last time I showed this. But I'm just gonna have like bunnies at all the corners, and they're gonna have some knives with, you can see the blood. But I really like the house. It's actually really, really pretty. Stitching it up, I really like it. More than I was really expecting to. So I know that theoretically these are supposed to be done, I think by the end of January or something like that for the SAL. I don't know if I'm gonna make that deadline, but this isn't a huge pattern, so maybe. Or maybe I'll just get it done sometime in February. I mean, originally I wanted to have this done by Christmas because I was going to give it to somebody, but that didn't end up happening. And now that I am really getting into the house, I'm not sure I want to give it away anymore. I kind of like it. And I just think it's really funny, you know, that it's something I kind of changed to make a little more scary. So this has been a lot of fun. And it's not too late to join in. It's the Make It Murder Sal by Cross Stitch the Globe. My other whip here that I made some pretty good progress on is called Widower Frog by Night Spirit Studio. And here is where I am. In Pattern Keeper, I believe I am at 60%, maybe a little bit more than 60% at this point. So this one's getting really close. I would love to finish this within the next couple of months. I love how this is coming out. It looks amazing. This is a piece of a linen tablecloth I dyed myself. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Had to take a little pause there because the electric company came to read our meter unexpectedly, but they're gone now. So anyway, this is a Widower Frog. I don't really know the count of this linen. It feels like probably a 36 count. And I'm using 2 strands. And the linen is very comfortable to stitch with. All right, so I guess that's that one. And then I think this is my last whip. This was one of my 12 by 12s. And I did work on it for a couple nights after that. This is the one I pulled out for the Princess Birthday Sal for Allison. Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe has a birthday in January, so we're all stitching on princess things for that. So this is Janlynn, Princess and Unicorn. This is a kit from 1995, I think. And I found it thrifting. So I only have a little bit done, mostly in her cloak area and also her hair. So I'm not using the kit fabric. I picked this fabric myself. It's a 28 count linen. It's opalescent and it is called Delicate Roses by Pole Stitches. And I picked it because this kit isn't actually full coverage. There are going to be some open spaces where you will be able to see the fabric. And I just wanted to do something a little more like fun, I guess. And I really like stitching this fabric. It's very comfortable. And I guess I don't really have much to say about it. I'm using all the kit threads. Yeah, but I love this one. This is a really big project, but I'm having so much fun with it that I think I would like to devote, I don't know, maybe pick a day of the week or something where I make sure I'm working on it regularly, just because I like it so much and I would like to get it done someday. And yeah, while we're on the subject of kits, Fiber Arts Amy, that's a YouTube channel. She came out with a kit parade video. This was within the last week. It was like 2 hours long. The collection that she showed was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed watching that video. But long story short, it kind of inspired me to go through all of my kits, and I don't have that many, but I do have like a box full of kits that I found, mostly ones I found thrifting. So I was just inspired to go digging through that. You know, the Princess and the Unicorn, which I started for my 12 by 12, this is really like the first like commercially packaged kit I've ever started. So I am still kind of getting a feel for the kits. They require like some organization a lot of times of the floss, and this one definitely did. Princess and Unicorn definitely required organization. So I don't have a lot of experience with kits, but I think they're beautiful. Like, I have several, well, not several. I have a couple finished dimensions. I've shown them in some of my other videos. I have Frederick the Literate, which is the cat with the library. And I have Valley of the River Beck, finished framed cross stitches that I found thrifting and that I now have hanging on my wall. I think the finished products of some of these kits are just amazing, so beautiful. So I was inspired to go digging through my stash of kits. And one thing I decided to do on a whim was I pulled this out. This is a Riolis kit. that I had found thrifting months and months ago. You know, I picked it up for a few bucks. And this is not, you know, if I were shopping on the Riolis website or whatever, this is not the one I would have picked for myself. It's not really my style. However, Riolis oftentimes will kit their projects with this wool acrylic thread. This is one of them. This one is kitted with wool acrylic. So when I found it at the thrift store, I did buy it just because I was curious about these threads. And as I said, this was months ago, and I put it in my stash. I forgot about it. But when I was digging through my box of kits, I pulled this out, and what I decided to do, I'm not going to stitch the whole thing because I don't really have an interest in this being on my wall. What I am going to stitch is this part down here. These ducks and the basket and some of the greenery. I might try to incorporate this little duck over here too. Because I love the ducks. I think they're really cute. I just took them out of the cellophane so you can see them a little better. But they are so cute and perfect for spring. So I just decided, what the heck, I am going to use the wool acrylics. I'm going to follow all the instructions as far as like how many strands you're supposed to use and whether it's a half or a full cross. And I'm going to use the Kit Ada. So this is the Kit Ada, and here are the wool acrylic threads. And I just have a small start on some of the grass. But it's just really fun to try out like a new material. So far it's going okay. The Ada is pretty stiff for my needle. And then when you're using 2 strands of this, it can get kind of thick. So part of the pattern calls for 2 strands, part of the pattern calls for 1 strand. The 1 strand is a lot more comfortable. The 2 strands are a little bit on the thick side, but it's going fine. And since I'm not stitching the whole thing, I'm not too worried about it. And visually, I do think it looks very nice. The coverage of the threads is really good. Like you can't see the white when you're using the 2 strands. So yeah, it's just an interesting experiment to get a chance to try out one of these wool acrylic kits when I just found it at a thrift store for not very much money. And just so you know, Riolis also has a lot of kits that are kitted with cotton floss, just regular like DMC or Anchor. And I don't know how they pick which ones get the wool and which ones get the cotton. I don't know how they decide that. But if you go on their website, it will specify which ones have cotton and which ones have wool. So don't let the wool kind of like put you off Riolis, because if you go look at their website, you might find one that you like that is kitted with cotton. So yeah, after watching Fiber Arts Amy kit video, I'm like entering my kit era, I guess. I did get, well, this is kind of a part of my haul, but for Christmas, I did receive a Dimensions kit, and I love this. It's beautiful. Obviously it's huge, it's gonna take a long time. And for this one I would do the whole thing. But after watching this kit video, I'm just like really happy that I have this. And maybe I'll be able to get a start on it at some point this year. And I have a couple of other kits coming in the mail. But that's okay. I spent a little bit of my Christmas money and bought myself a few kits. Okay, while I did that, I'll just show my other part of haul. I got this for Christmas. Filigram Here is Christmas. The nice thing about this is that it came with the dinky dies. So all the silks, and I will wait to start this until, you know, next Christmas season, or potentially like Christmas in July, we'll see. But now I have it. So yeah, this is going to be a shorter video, but I do have a Save the Stitches here to show. I have two, one of them is small and one of them is big. Here's a small one. So it's two goats and they're eating a quilt. And then at the top it says, who, me? So I definitely have to get this out of here. I'm going to wash it. And then I would like to maybe turn it into a pillow or something. But this was not framed under glass. So there's a little bit of staining over here that I'm hoping I can get out. But yeah, the frame job here is not very, is not great. So I am going to get it out of the frame and fix it up a little bit. But I think this is adorable. And I tried to do like a Google image to figure out what it is. I couldn't find it. It might be from some magazine or something. I don't know. If you know what it is, let me know. And then here is the big one. This is Paula Vaughan. The title of it is Good Neighbors. I might need to move my chair back a little bit. So I know that Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe was talking about doing a start along with a Paula Vaughan project. I think that is what she said. So I pulled this off the wall just for some inspiration in case anyone is thinking of starting a Paula Vaughan. So as you can see, it's massive. The level of detail is really incredible. It's beautiful. I love having this on the wall and looking at it. This is one I found thrifting. The person had put the year that they stitched it, 1997. And the framing is very nice. There's no sticker on the back, but it seems like it was probably professionally framed. But wowzers. You know, say what you will about this style and how it's like a little bit old-fashioned. The visual impact of this is really incredible. And so I don't know if I would start a Paula Vaughan because I have a lot of really big projects in the works right now, but but I would love to see a resurgence of Paula Vaughan stitching because this really kind of takes your breath away. Okay, so I think that's all I had to say about this one. Oh, that's heavy. It's like now my arms are tired. All right. So that was Save the Stitches. I showed you like my 2 pieces of haul, my 2 kits that I got. I'm not going to show any more haul this video, and the reason for that is because I am going to do a flip through video hopefully soon. Just to give you an idea, when I went to Pennsylvania over the Christmas holiday, I found a large stash of patterns at a few of the thrift stores I stopped at. So for my flip through, I don't think I'm going to show like everything, but I would like to do a little more of a detailed video where the camera is facing down and you can see all the pictures from these leaflets and books really, really well. And I actually tried to film a few minutes of that. For some reason, the sound quality was really bad when my phone was oriented that way. So I'm still troubleshooting that issue. Once I have that figured out, I will be posting a flip through. So if that's the kind of video that you enjoy, I hope you will keep an eye out for that. I've watched a lot of flip throughs and I enjoy them a lot because I get ideas for projects that I want to do, and it's just a lot of fun looking at the vintage style of patterns. So that is my thought there. Other than that, as I said, I don't know about a whip parade. Maybe I could throw one together. I'm not sure. But I'm excited to get more progress on my Princess and Unicorn by Janlynn. That project for me has been so fun so far. And also, you know, maybe if I really get my act together, I could finish these little ducks. Because I will love to show that in my next video. But I think that was all I had to share today. And I want to thank you for stopping by. And I hope it's not quite as snowy where you are, but it is very snowy here. So I might do some more like summer inspired stitching here just to fantasize that I'm in a different place. Anyway, till next time, happy stitching. Bye.